Sorry, guys. This is crazy. Give me a second. I got the YouTube ups on some other tab.
Yeah, no worries. Tab life.
Oh my God.
All good. Take your time, brother.
There we go. Oh my gosh. That happens before sometimes the echo, man, when you don't do it right. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Dave with Crypto Awesome. We have Rudy here today. We're going to be talking about LGNDX, the token, and we're going to be looking at talking about all about hybrid NFTs, actually. And we'll talk a little about AwesomeX too. In fact, we'll probably have some correlations that I don't know if we want to talk about or not. But anyways, I am super excited about hybrid NFTs. They're like literally my favorite thing, and as far as NFTs are concerned, because it just gives so much additional value to what we're doing in the NFT space. So how you doing, Rudy?
Good, man. How are you?
Fantastic, man. It's great to have you on.
Yeah, it's always great to be here, man. Thank you for taking the time. I know you've been super busy. You got a lot going on.
Totally, but no rest till 2026, baby.
Yeah. I was just telling my wife that, actually. I was like, you know what? 2 years from now, I'm getting a flip phone, bro.
All right. We're going back to like the black and white stuff. But right now, man, it is the time to hit it hard. And I've been really inspired by Josh and really inspired by our Bad Sports, really inspired by Eric hitting it hard, and just the whole group of Titans out there just killing it. And so, it's time. I mean, now is always the time. And so right now we are really imminently about to announce the launch date for AwesomeX. It's coming really, really soon. We have the launch date. We're just going to announce it once we hit 1,000 people in the Telegram. So if you guys are not in the Telegram right now, go to the Telegram link. I can put it in the chat here. It's AwesomeX wins. So t.me AwesomeX wins. But just go to the TitanXHub.com and click on the Telegram link right there. DM all of your friends. DM every single person in your DMs and tell them to join the Telegram, because once we hit 1,000, you guys get the launch date. So you guys can start prepping. And my goal is, we had a lot of juice today, in fact, but my goal is to tell you guys the launch date on Friday. That's my goal. And I would like that to be the day that I announce the launch date. So if you guys are not in the Telegram yet, copy, paste, repost, do all the stuff, and, triple tap things, do the triple taps. But so that's really where I'm at right now, really trying to push the Telegram, trying to make sure that we get a really good group of people ready to kick it hard. And because I just think this protocol is like stupid. Before we get on hybrids, can I ask you what you think about AwesomeX? I haven't really talked about that yet.
Well, ask me if I'm getting in on AwesomeX first.
Are you getting in on AwesomeX?
Fuck yes.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm really stoked. I mean, all right, so if AwesomeX is the Inferno built on DragonX, and we've seen what Inferno can do. I mean, Inferno is an incredibly, incredibly powerful protocol. AwesomeX, I expect to have similar results, not financial advice, etc. But I'm really, really excited. I think that the perpetual minting and the perpetual buy and burn is a really interesting leverage play on top of not only DragonX, but as TitanX as well, right? If DragonX keeps moving the way it's been, which, I mean, there's $7-8 million in the buy and burn plus 369 coming out.
Yeah.
If we see DragonX start to really move, it's gonna send AwesomeX with it, and it's gonna be a tremendous leverage play on top of TitanX, essentially. Because at the end of the day, I think everybody's goal is to stack as much TitanX as possible for their future selves.
That's my goal. And I think that, yeah, you're right. And that's what's really cool about this is it's totally a different protocol than Hydra. But when you look at Hydra, you mint with TitanX and it's paired with DragonX. And I think Hydra has a lot of potential too.
Yes,
so
I agree.
This is a similar foundational structure like that, but it's the mechanics of Inferno. And actually, when you look at Inferno, all of the weekly green candle, this is the first weekly red candle. It's because, there was no weekly red candles during mint and even after mint. and they only had the 8-week mints, and it was this beautiful thing, and it's still beautiful. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah,
to buy right now, but not financial advice. But I love Inferno. But the cool thing is, this is going to keep going. I think the chart could continually be painted with the beautifulness of those while it was minting during the 8 weeks. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure, but it's like there's something about the mint cycles. And when the mint cycles don't end, and then if people don't mint a few weeks here and there, which the first beginning, I think people are going to be minting every single week, especially for the first 25, probably the first 37 weeks for sure, because it's over 1-to-1. You get for the first 37 weeks. The first halving is 25 weeks in when now you can mint instead of 2.8-to-1 on day one. After 25 weeks, it's 1.4-to-1. So, I really want to reward people that get in early, but it's also still a great ratio for those first 25, like those first 37 weeks. It's like an amazing ratio above 1-to-1. So that's what I like about this, because I think it's going to give a lot of people basically big bags. They could do what they want with them. If they want to dump them, hey, the buy and burn will come and eat them up.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing about the buy and burns that we're seeing, right? It's like we're seeing the first red week in Inferno, and like honestly, it doesn't even
10 weeks in is the first red week.
What they're building on top of it and everything going forward, like it doesn't concern me whatsoever. It's like it's kind of needed to get some people out and
to stabilize the RSI, kind of get that RSI to dip a little bit more, so we have another round up.
I'm bullish, man. I'm
very bullish on Inferno.
Like even just in the whole TitanX ecosystem right now, like catching a little dip right here is a really good time. All the inflation's basically out. I think I saw somebody do some math. So I saw a lot of people do math, but I saw somebody do some good math the other day. And I think there's approximately 50 trillion more TitanX to hit the market, right? And, we have still buy and burn V2 working. All these protocols being built, taking TitanX out of circulation. We got X28 coming up. We have a lot to look forward to in a very short period of time. Jake said he's working on some other stuff. Titan Farms is coming out. That's going to be interesting. Having an incentive token as a part of the ecosystem. We have Ouroboros, in the near future. I think they're looking at December, if I'm not mistaken. There's just so many foundational things being built on the back end, and then plus all the projects with awesome founders like yourself, Steve doing Volt. I think that's an awesome protocol. Obviously the Blaze team, what I'm doing, what DragonX is doing, what Baby DragonX is doing. I mean, they're all coming up with new stuff. Like this is just really just it's just the beginning, and I think in a lot of things in crypto, particularly, like there's some things in crypto that you need to treat like a play, but in things that are built in TitanX projects are built with sustainability in mind. And, when you look at things over, instead of just day or hours or days, and you look at them over months and really zoom out, I mean, that's where the potential is, right? It's in that taking a step back and looking at the charts and being like, okay, well, day to day doesn't really matter. Like, know what you have, believe in something.
Like, zoom out from your 1 minute chart, guys.
Yeah. I mean, we're all guilty, man. Like there's many times that I've been up in the middle of the night just watching charts. It's usually like ripping while I'm sleeping. So I like wake up in the middle of the night. I'm like, oh shit. But at the end of the day, I remember I minted Inferno day one and was watching the charts, and people were like, oh, I don't really know. And you see, $250,000 in the buy and burn, $500,000 in the buy and burn, $750,000 in the buy and burn, and every week this thing is growing. And I don't think people really realize until those last minting cycles they're like, holy shit, this thing's a monster.
Over $1 million. It was almost 1.4, 1.5 there for a little bit.
Yeah, it was crazy. So, and they got
fluctual. We're not going to run out. Like
that's the whole thing.
They may not run out because the other protocols might start filling it up again.
100%. I mean, I think Flux has been buying Inferno and then buying Flux and burning Flux, but also burning a portion of Flux in the process. I mean, I'm sorry, Inferno in the process. And they burned like, I think 1% of the liquid supply in the last 3 days, which is amazing for a project that's at $5 million market cap right now. It takes a lot of economic energy. People don't realize how much economic energy it takes to actually do that kind of damage, you know, in terms of how much you're burning. So what's cool about AwesomeX is that, you know, you spread out your mint cycle over how many weeks is it? It's almost 2 years.
Weeks it drops, but it's perpetual. It actually still goes after 125, but
it does.
125 is the stabilization point, kind of like when TitanX stabilizes. So this, but at week 125, 2.4 years after launch, it will be 0.08 AwesomeX to 1 TitanX.
Yeah,
which means it will literally cost 12 TitanX to mint 1 AwesomeX and whatever TitanX is at that time. And we start at 2.8. So it's actually 35 times more expensive to mint an AwesomeX at stabilization than at the beginning.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, you're talking about a perpetual buy and burn, right? I've seen some people talking about inflation, and it's like, it's not really inflation when you have something taking it off on the back end. What you're really doing is you're actually building a really solid holder base, in my opinion. Right, you're like, people that are going to sell, but you always have that benevolent whale in the background that's just taking, buying and burning their tokens like crazy.
And the other thing is that's why the chart of Inferno looked so freaking painted by like a masterpiece, is because it is literally because the inflation is immediately built in to the chart right away. You mint and you claim. You mint and you claim, and if you want to sell your bags, the buy and burn eats it up. So there is no deferred inflation with staking or mining. That's why I think the chart painted so good. And this is an experiment, but that's actually why I think AwesomeX has a chance of potentially painting a beautiful chart like that, because it's the same mechanics, but it's on DragonX. So we might actually see a parity. So when we were minting Inferno, I mean, I minted every cycle, but when we were minting Inferno, I should have minted more at week 1. I really should have.
Everybody should have.
But I was testing the waters, you know, I was kind of dipping my toe in, and it's like, but anyways, I think that the cool part about that perpetualness also is that it's just going to keep going. Here's the other thing about the hyperinflation. People are asking about, like, they can't understand how can it be hyperdeflationary even though it's perpetually minted. But what people are also forgetting is that TitanX will perpetually mint. It was just going to get really, really expensive to mint it. It's never going to stop. But that doesn't mean it's not turning hyperdeflationary, even though it's still perpetual. And so that's really where people need to remember, well, TitanX is moving. But see, the only reason TitanX had hyperinflation in the beginning is because of all the minting, the mining. Yeah. So
that was the bulk of your supply. It's become so much harder to create supply at this point, right?
That's it. And way more expensive, like way more expensive. Like 1 ETH gets you less than 3 billion TitanX right now for 1 ETH.
Yeah, that's wild. I mean, I know people that are starting miners, you know, personally, like, you know, I'd still be buying TitanX.
Right.
I think that the miner play could be interesting though, with the idea of key rank in mind, right? Like, you know, you're getting in, you're basically like the cycles have almost like restarted at this point. So yeah, it'll be really interesting to see. And I've said this before on other streams, but I think we're going to be really thankful for a little bit more TitanX supply in the future. You know, once these protocols are working. Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, just, and it'll never be like it was, you know, but I think we'll be thankful to have a little bit of supply in the future. And I mean, that's just going to get eaten up by protocols and burn in.
Sure.
You know, I'm really excited for X28. The idea of a perpetual TitanX auction that burns the TitanX is fucking wild.
Like on all these other chains too.
Yeah, I mean, so now you're just taking it, sending your value everywhere, and it's gonna take some time to grow it, obviously. But I think, especially in those first cycles, people are. I mean, look at the Blaze auctions; they fill every day. You know, and now this is X28, which is a little different, a little bit of a different beast. But I expect those auctions to fill every single day. That's just going to eat TitanX like to an unbelievable degree, right? I mean, if there's an ROI there, people will take their TitanX, and I'm presuming that, you know, I'm presuming that 100% of it gets burned. I mean, we really don't know a lot about this, but say people participate in X28 in the auctions. 100% of the TitanX gets burned. They get X28 on the other side. Now they want to get back into TitanX. They had some ROI. They got to go rebuy TitanX.
Right.
That's the way that I'm seeing this on play. Like it play out. If somebody else knows more, drop the alpha. But that's a crazy flywheel to be built on top of this protocol. Now you're sending value to other chains. You know, if somebody wanted to build something over on Base or any other layer 0 compatible chain, they can, and it's within, you know, the TitanX ethos. And we already know what we're getting with that. We're getting high integrity builders. We're getting a community that really cares about these projects and want to see them succeed. The people that are working for their bags. There's just so much that's happening right now, and it's just I've never felt so early to anything in crypto. And I mean, it's been almost a year that TitanX has been running. Right. That's crazy to say.
A year, I know, right? And so I thought, I was kind of like thinking X28, you know, 10/28. I was thinking it would be October 28th, which would have made sense in one sense because it's close to 369.
Yeah.
But I think I heard Jake mention on a stream that it's not going to be in October. I mean, maybe he's like faking us out or something, but I think I heard him say it's not actually going to be beneficial to do until after 369 on a stream. I don't remember what stream I was listening to that, but anyways, I was thinking, I thought I had the code cracked. I probably don't. You know,
yeah, who knows? I mean, he's got so much stuff going on right now. I saw he posted today that they're building things that haven't even been like disclosed to the communities yet. Something being built on top of Hyper. They're just, and then there's the projects like what you're launching, and like there's other ones that are coming out with some reputable people in the space. And I mean, there's just so much value in this ecosystem, right? Like what's really nice about TitanX is, like, as Jake would say, like we're not like a little island with our own little L1 and trying to like coerce people to like bridge over their funds and all that shit. Like we're on Ethereum. It's the most secure network. It's where the most liquidity is. It's really easy to get into. Now the problem is like it's really hard to actually explain like how we got here with TitanX. Like I've been working on onboarding like friends of mine in the space, even personal friends in real life, and without going too far into it, it's really difficult to say like, hey, this is different than anything else for so many reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why, without going into, you don't want to be like trying to explain like a conspiracy theory or something.
Right. They got to be kind of interested in hearing about what you're saying, or else it's going to sound like another language.
Yeah.
But if they're interested in it, you know, I think it's like, you know, it's hyper deflationary. It's fair launch, locked LPs. We are built different here. We are doxed founders. I mean, this is a very different ecosystem, the TitanX ethos. And a lot of people won't really want to build here because they're going to have to follow the ethos.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, we've already seen a lot of like sketchy projects that have popped up and disappeared very quickly because they won't get the adoption. And guys, like for anybody watching this, just be really careful of what you're interacting with. You know, make sure that people are following, you know, what we've built here. I mean, it's so important. I can't express that enough. There's going to be a lot of people that will come in, especially as TitanX gets bigger and bigger, that are going to try to take advantage and essentially steal your money, right? It's just so important just to be really careful about who you're interacting with and what you're doing. Yo, Bad Sports, what's up, baby?
Thanks for joining, brother. I know it's getting late for you, but you're amazing.
Yeah. Dude, that guy doesn't stop. He doesn't stop hustling, man. Like he's always moving.
You hit it hard, bro. You hit it hard, and you inspired me to do the same. So
dude.
And I did say challenge accepted. You said it like I'm like, oh, challenge accepted, baby.
Yeah, he's really doing like some really amazing work here, like bringing a lot of value. And now they have Accelerate, right? A lot of people, when they get in, a lot of people have ideas, right? And they want to make them real. And how do you go and make something real when you don't know any devs, you don't know auditors, you don't really know the people on the other side? And now they're offering, you know, basically let's just call it a builder's package right? And you can link up with these guys. They'll give you all the resources that you need to put out your own quality product. Like, yeah, I know you're warming up, bro. I see you, dude. Actually, he hooked me up with a couple auditors the other day, and man, these guys are top tier. They were so awesome in helping. Just with it was more of a collaborative process than I have experienced in the past, and just telling by the quality of the people that he's working with and what the Blaze team is working with. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, the sky's the limit. Let's just say that.
Yeah, no, it is. And, actually, we already have a completed white paper that is freaking epic building on AwesomeX.
Yeah, dude, your white paper is very, very straightforward. I ran through it. Cool. I caught everything I needed to catch. There was no questions. It was
simple. I mean, it is
that straightforward. It's awesome.
Cool. Thanks. Well, so there's another completed white paper that's going to be building on AwesomeX. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
you want to spill so many beans tonight?
You guys are a little more alpha right now, because here's why: is because TitanX is going to get so scarce. Eventually, we're going to need a protocol we can build big bags in to use as the fuel of new projects. And so since there's a 2.8 to 1 ratio week one, and it's actually a great ratio for 37 weeks above 1 to 1, I want people to be incentivized to hold it, to want to use it for something other than just hodling. But I want people to understand that actually this one that's coming is like equally as freaking epic. But it's not just one. There's two. Now, the second one doesn't really have a white paper yet, but the second one is actually what I want to talk to you right now, because you have inspired me. I've been with you day one. Well, I've been with every protocol really day one, but I've been with you on every single thing you've done. You are innovating in the NFT space. You have been innovating since the very beginning. And now you're innovating to the place where even people with NFT projects that may be kind of like last cycle projects or whatever, they can come and utilize your mechanics to re-jumpstart their ecosystem by creating a token, pairing it with the token, and creating that swap contract for your battlefield.
100%.
So,
yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's interesting. So, like, for those that aren't familiar, basically, Titan Legends is a project where it's an NFT project at its core. But what we're doing is that we're allowing people to essentially swap their NFT for a token and the token for the NFT. And what this mechanism does, it actually ties the token price and the NFT price together. So if the token price goes up, it goes down, it does whatever it's going to do, that the floor price is never static, right? It's always going to be moving with the token chart. It's really interesting because, like you said, this is something that any NFT project can adopt, right? If they wanted to hybridize their NFT project, they could literally put out a token. I've been referring to it as the battlefield contract, but the battlefield contract is essentially like a two-way swapping mechanism for the NFT and the token. And what people don't realize, that what doesn't like necessarily meet the eye, is that what this does is that actually soft locks a ton of the supply. Actually, if you go over to the stats page right now, you can see that over 80% of our supply is currently locked in the NFTs. If you go down, it's actually the right numbers there, because that shows the burnt supply as well. Somewhere.
Wow, I gotta check out your stats. I haven't even seen this page, dude. This is
really? Oh, dude. So yeah, 81% of the supply is locked in the NFTs. That's meaning that these people are holding their NFTs like gold bricks.
I'm one of them. I mean, battlefield but there is game theory behind that. If you guys kind of hawk the battlefield and see if there's any rare ones that kind of come up that you can get a good deal, because it's swappable, and then it's like now you got the tokens, and it's literally revolutionary, bro, what you built.
Yeah, it's different. And, the fact that it's built on TitanX, and I've said this before, it's the cherry on top, right? It's, having that TitanX paired liquidity is so valuable, because as TitanX will start to move, our price appreciation we'll borrow the price appreciation from TitanX is what I'm getting at. And obviously I'm not here to give financial advice, whatever, but yeah, it's
Well,
interesting.
this is a very bullish chart right here, bro. This is a beautiful cup and handle forming with a nice daily green kind of, capping it off. This is a very bullish chart when I'm looking at it.
Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting. So like my goals like moving forward are to continue and lock in supply and burning tokens, right? There's ways to lock up supply without necessarily burning tokens either, right? Which I've proven with this model is that 81% of our supply is locked in the NFTs. That's almost like looking at a stake supply metric, right?
Yeah, good point. It's almost like a stake, but a stake without a date.
A stake without a date, right? Like it's stake supply in its own right, but it doesn't have a time lock on it, so you can get liquid at any time.
We're at 3 zeros and a 6, bro. That's great.
Yeah, I think we're sitting at like 1.5, 1.6 million market cap. And I mean, it's only been a couple weeks. Like,
right.
Actually, I think it just popped up. Somebody just buying as we speak.
Nice.
So, yeah, I mean,
51 legends in the battlefield right now, which are the ones people can pick up out of the battlefield. This is the ones that people, when they claim tokens, their NFT goes into the battlefield and then it's available for anybody to snag up, right? Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. So only 51s are in the battlefield. So as people have been, say, like swapping their NFTs into tokens, like other people have been coming in and snagging those NFTs out of the battlefield.
These are pretty rare. The battlefield ones are pretty rare. 51 out of 2288. I'm not putting mine in the battlefield. I mean, unless I see a super rare one. But see, here's the thing. There's game theory there. Because if you see a super rare one and you're like, okay, I'm going to swap one of mine to get the tokens and then buy the super rare one for the same price or whatever, or a similar price. Well, now it's getting you got to burn some to do the swap.
Yeah, so, exactly.
You're actually probably going to have to sell 2 and get 2 bunches of or buy some additional LGNDX on the market in order to cover that burn amount if you want to swap it for another.
That's the idea, is to create a perpetual burning mechanism within the protocol. And again, I am working on some things right now. I'm not ready to like necessarily announce them, but the idea again is to lock up more supply. We're already at 80% locked. I would like to see that number a little bit higher if possible. And, and burn some tokens in the process. So, I mean,
circulating supply of the token. So this is of the token. This is the NFTs. So, token we have 79% in the battlefield. Oh, okay, yeah, we have 79% in the battlefield, 15% circulating supply. You see, that's beautiful right there.
It's wild.
Burned, and we got 4% in the liquidity pool. Man, okay, cool. I like these stats, dude. This is great.
Yeah. Once the liquidity pool tokens get eaten up too, that's where true price discovery comes in. But yeah, I mean, these things minted for
tokens get eaten up.
What's that?
How do the liquidity pool tokens get eaten up?
Well, as people are buying the token out of liquidity pool to.
Oh, gotcha. So if people buy off the market.
Yeah, this is supply and demand.
Cool.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you go down to the prices right now too, I mean, just to kind of show like these. Oh, up. Oh, we just hit 2 million market cap. Cool.
Where's the market cap? Where am I finding that?
Go down.
Oh, there we go.
There.
Ooh, it was at 2 million a second ago.
Yeah.
Dude, this is all super update, like immediately updates. That's amazing.
Yeah, the stats. I think I'm hardcore in the numbers. Like I love to see numbers play out. So when we were building this protocol, I was like, we need to have a badass stats page that you can go in and see.
Oh, dude, look at
every little piece.
Look at that. Yeah, we did just have a big buy.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, this is amazing. I love seeing that real time stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the whole idea behind the NFTs too is that people are holding their NFTs like gold bricks. They realize the value of TitanX. If TitanX is as big as we think it's going to be, then it's going to really paint this chart, you know, plus users coming in. Like, you know, if we think that TitanX will go from 15,000 users to 150,000 users, that's 10 times more adoption. That's more people getting involved in DeFi. Not everybody in the TitanX is into all the DeFi, you know, like I think DragonX is a good metric of that. I think there's a couple thousand holders in DragonX. That's a little less than, that's like a sixth or a seventh of the total TitanX community that are involved in DeFi right now. I think is a solid metric. So really love to see those numbers pump up over time.
Look at that. Look at that daily candle, bro. You're dropping the wick right now. There's no top wick. This is bullish, bro. This is very bullish. I love it.
I'm pumped, man. It's actually played out better than I expected. You know, when you go launch a project into the crypto space, it's hard to have expectations, right? Like you don't know what's going to happen, but you know, the fact that right now 80% of the supply is locked into NFTs, I think that's the most important metric to keep an eye on.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, is Bad Sports getting the
liquid
NFT bill?
Staked tokens. Okay, yeah, exactly. It's staked tokens, but it's staked tokens without an end date. So you don't have to wait your 3,500 days if you want to liquidate them. They're staked tokens that are immediately liquidatable. But yeah,
It's funny too because I've actually had a lot of people reach out to me recently wanting to incorporate an NFT. Or they had an idea.
In the house.
What up,
Jake? Thanks for joining, brother.
That's awesome. Good shit. So I've had a lot of people hitting me up wanting to incorporate NFT or hybrid NFT into their protocol, or they're starting a new protocol and wanted to, you know, they love the idea and they'd like to do something similarly. So I'd expect at some point in the future that we'll be seeing other projects actually adopt this. Because what's really nice is that it offers an OTC trading mechanism. So because all of those NFTs are linked to tokens, you can sell the NFT peer-to-peer without actually touching the chart too.
Right.
Which I think has a lot of really innovative use cases in and of itself.
And you're going to be putting DragonX hybrids on your marketplace too, right?
Yeah, that's actually coming up really soon. What I ended up doing is, so I'm going to be listing any of the NFT projects on TitanX on the marketplace. And what I ended up doing is actually adding in a feature where somebody could list it in a TitanX value, right? So that's going to be a static value, and it'll actually tie to a price in Ethereum. So as TitanX moves, like the Ethereum price will adjust to it. So somebody could buy in TitanX or Ethereum. And again, that OTC trading mechanism is really powerful. So if a whale has a DragonX hybrid that's worth $1 million, well, instead of taking and dumping that on the chart, they can either, maybe they know a buyer for it, or, you know, they can just list it up there. They can list it in terms of TitanX, and they can actually liquidate via ETH that way. So yeah, it's really interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how it gets played out and adopted, because this is actually like a pretty new concept in itself. Sometimes people just want to take the easier route and just dump the tokens. But I think a lot of people that are in this ecosystem really care about the ecosystem and will end up using this as a tool to actually, you know, essentially transfer value from one user to the other.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. I love it so much. I mean, yeah, those hybrids are expensive right now, dude. If you like, I'm so glad I didn't fade my hybrids. I actually, during the dark times, I did fade DragonX, but I didn't fade it to get out of the ecosystem. I faded it to get into another protocol on BOT, because I got a good ratio, right? I got a good ratio when I bought. I made like 2 or 3x. I'm like, sweet, I get more TitanX out of that. During the dark times, it was good, but no. It was bad idea, Dave. So I'm learning my lesson to not fade anymore. I got to make sure I'm in every protocol. Personally, okay, I want to go heavy into some, but
yeah, sure.
I don't want to miss any of them. Personally, I want to make sure I'm a little bit dipping into everything for sure to see what I'm doing, but definitely go heavy into the ones you're comfortable with, that you like the best. Like for me, not financial advice, obviously, but
yeah, exactly. Well, the question is, Dave, do you have enough TitanX?
No. Not even close. Not even close. I'm like putting fiat into the system as much as I can. I'm like, I need more. The problem is now it's getting so expensive. Like literally during the dark times, it was so beautiful, guys. The psychology of trading we need to understand this as like people, because the dark times are the times to buy, especially when you have a hyper deflationary coin like TitanX with the mechanics that Jake put into this thing. Like that was the time to buy, because there was actually ratio days where one ETH would get you like 12 billion TitanX during those times. And it's like, now it's less than 3. And this just shows that this is what Jake built. This is the math behind the code, behind the protocol. This is why it's so revolutionary. The hyperdeflation, like I said, dude, we've been like the Matrix, bro. We've been born into hyperinflation, and we have no idea what hyperdeflation actually means. Like we don't even know. But we're finding out, because TitanX is about to show us all. Not just TitanX. Look at Inferno. Inferno started hyperdeflationary because it costed more TitanX every single week to mint. Exactly. And there was no deferred inflation. That's why the chart didn't go boom and then boom. On Inferno, it just that first 10 weeks looks like the first 5 minutes of a meme coin. But it's 10 weeks.
No, you're not even kidding, though. That's hilarious. I never thought about that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Inferno is technically a meme. Let's be real.
I'm so glad I didn't fade my hybrids, because I have my hybrids. I minted first day 1 on DragonX hybrids and on DragonX day 1 and on the baby DragonX, and I faded my baby DragonX, but I faded it at a decent ratio too, but I didn't fade it at the 77x ratio. Good.
Yeah. That's a funny thing that you're bringing up right now, is like that idea of selling too early, right? I mean, TitanX is this ever breathing living organism that's been now out there, and the community's taking it over, right? I mean, this is like a true community takeover where we're working alongside of the creator of this. We're all building. The community members are getting involved. They're getting interested in building, and this thing ain't gonna stop. Right. And as long as people keep in their minds, removing TitanX from circulation, removing TitanX from circulation, TitanX circulation's going to, circulating supply of TitanX is going to be next to nothing, bro. Like, yeah, it's going to be crazy.
And this is why this is the reason I want to build on AwesomeX, because I want people to build big bags of AwesomeX to be able to use it as fuel.
Yeah, to go into other things. Yeah,
build your bags. So then, when TitanX gets super scarce, you're building some big bags. That other stuff coming. So I want to say we don't have. It's really early, guys. It's so early, but AwesomeX will have hybrid NFTs. We will, and I have not. We're not going to talk about like what they're going to be yet, but AwesomeX is going to have hybrids. We're probably going to have multiple, but right at the moment, I have a whole, I already have an 8888 generated collection that I generated 3 years ago, but we never launched because my partner in that wanted to launch on XRP. And I'm like, that's probably really a bad idea. But anyways, plus there's not really, anyways, XRP is really clunky. It's really, really hard to do anything in there. And so I'm really glad I got out of XRP and got into a TitanX. Thank God I did. I should have went all in. I'm not a financial advice, but I didn't. I only went half in. But my half in is like 6x from when I put in January.
Yeah.
From what it was. But then the rest of the other half is what I funded AwesomeX with. So that's awesome. So it's all gone now. My XRP's bye-bye. But that's okay, because I'm all into this ecosystem. This ecosystem is what I'm excited about. And hybrid NFTs, I'm really stoked to kind of have a couple projects. Now, I don't think I'm going to take this to 8888 when we launch. I'm actually going to really take your expertise. We're going to talk about that and probably be a smaller number, probably more like a Legends number, like a 2888 number. I kind of like that. But anyways, guys, if you're excited about hybrids, that's why I want to put some hybrids on AwesomeX too. We want to build multiple things. And this is actually why we have the launch pad. So we can not only fund the projects I want to do on there, but we can bring other people and work with Accelerate. But Accelerate, you work with Accelerate, you got to bring the money, right? You got to fund it with them. They help you with their expertise and their team, but you got to bring the cash. Now, the launch pad that's the point of the launch pad, to fund economic energy, because an extra 3.5% added to a 70% buy and burn is like, it's not really going to do much more, but an extra 3.5% could be, and that, like Josh was saying, it could actually fund 10 projects probably eventually. And 10 projects that are burning the crap out of AwesomeX is way better economic energy spent than trying to add it to a buy and burn.
Yeah, no, you got a great point. Actually, I know Baby Dragon X had that as part of their tokenomics, was to basically have a treasury to be able to continue building on top of their protocol, which ended up being a really smart idea, right? I mean, they've been doing it, everything in relation to the DAO, et cetera. So, yeah, I'm really excited for the Launchpad. And, we just caught a really epic moment here. Bad Sports now has a green circle.
Oh, when Ali put his green circle, oh, look, it's dude, I love it, brother.
Let's go.
Yeah, the Launchpad is just, it's going to be something that people are going to be, it's actually better than doing the marketing wallet, because I was going to have that allocation going to the marketing wallet, but then Jake nixed it. And I'm like, good call. Thanks for your opinion, Jake, because actually I really respect what he has to say. And so
100%, yeah.
I didn't want to deallocate that. I wanted to still give it back to the community in some way. But now that we're perpetual minting, it's actually a really good idea to move it into the Launchpad and make sure that people are building on AwesomeX and burning the crap out of it.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. I mean, just to kind of back it up 2 steps back to the hybrid thing, what's really interesting, which people, again, don't realize, and I've been trying to pound this home so hard, is that those NFTs, when you go to actually, do it, and not talking about any mechanics or anything, but what it's going to do is help to lock up so much supply of the AwesomeX token in the NFT, right? And you always have like a metric of your really super diamond-handed holders.
And then people are going to be able to sell on OTC instead of hitting the chart.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
It's going to take some training of the herd of the people to like understand that concept. But again, as we start to, move up and things become a lot more expensive, et cetera, I think that, people will actually really utilize these mechanisms. So that's what I've been trying to pound home, like this idea is lock and supply, this idea of this OTC trade-in. Yeah, I'm just really, really pounding that home because like yourself and other people have been reaching out wanting to incorporate hybrids, and I guess I've kind of deemed myself the authority in that.
You're the hybrid king, bro. I'm not going anywhere else to help me make that happen.
Yeah, so like there's a lot that plays into it, and I think it's just another added layer. If you like NFTs or you don't, well, it doesn't matter. What the point is that, this is a really useful way to actually help to lock up some supply and create that OTC trading mechanism like I've been talking about.
Exactly. But even more than that, it's like, okay, now we can have I never really saw the benefit in NFTs. And also I never really saw the benefit in memes. So this is why we're innovating in MemeFi in Build on TitanX, and we're innovating in hybrid NFTs. Like, this Build on TitanX, guys, we're going to look back at this and kind of actually be legends in one sense. It's like, you guys were in.
You already are, bro.
You are a legend. Exactly.
No, we already are. Like, it's amazing that we have something like this. This has never been done before in crypto.
Exactly.
Number one. Number two, the community's really behind this. I think that people have gotten so fucking tired of chasing the next meme coin, chasing the next project, chasing in crypto, right? I mean, I know I can speak for myself. I have, right? Like, I've gone through my Solana phase. I've gone through, different like weird, like, let's say Ponzinomic kind of projects, etc. And TitanX is the closest thing and like the most true DeFi that I've ever come across, period. I mean, you're putting all your power back into the hands of the user. Just look at like how the buy and burn functions, right? It's not somebody back there clicking away and like deciding like, okay, well, today we're going to buy and tomorrow we're not. It's set, it's transparent with the community. I know that people have had their opinions about like how it's set, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Nobody really even talks about the buy and burn on TitanX as much as they used to, because they were just worried about having something come and, buy their bags or whatever. So, yeah,
that's what they do. That's what they're built for. I mean, you guys, that's why it's hard to fade these projects. That's why my lesson from fading Dragon X and fading Baby Dragon X is never fade a BOT protocol again, ever. That's
you know what? It doesn't matter. So say if you got $50, $100, if you want to throw $1 billion, if you want to throw 10 billion, whatever it is, into any given project, I think it is wise to diversify within this ecosystem, because there are going to be things that do really well. There's going to be things that do okay, and then there's going to be things that maybe don't do well. You know,
well, here's the other thing, though. Jake was saying, so if it's true BOT, if it's true built on TitanX, I think Jake's right when he says just being paired with TitanX or a BOT protocol is actually, even if your protocol is not like the best protocol, if you're paired and things happen, which they're about to happen, the whole ecosystem is hyper deflationary. TitanX is hyper deflationary. So basically, yes, in one sense, definitely. But I think that the diversification within BOT is still TitanX at its core.
Oh, yeah. Well, the idea is always, how much TitanX do I have?
Yeah. And the ratios are important to learn. And taking profits is good, guys. I mean, you can do whatever you do. But yeah, is there a buy and burn?
I think we could probably talk about Titan Legends. Yeah. So there's fees from the marketplace that go to buy and burn the Legend X token. So, I mean, assuming that will be like the main marketplace on TitanX, we'll be listing all of like these hybrid projects. There'll be fees that will go and help to buy and burn the Legend X token, as well as, there's a true burn within the mechanism itself of swapping the NFT to the token and vice versa. So there's a couple different ways. And I am working on something else that's going to help to perpetuate that burn a little bit more.
Cool.
Build and lock up more supply.
Legends. Build on Legend X.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, geez, we'll see. I hadn't had somebody actually wanting. Well, actually, no. There's been a lot of ideas tossed around. I'm getting lost in the sauce here. Yeah, no. There's been so many ideas, and so many great ideas from the community too. Just people constantly like, "Oh man, maybe you should think of this. Maybe you should think of that." And I appreciate that so much, because there's so much value that the communities bring into all of these build on TitanX protocols by just getting involved. Like you don't necessarily need the builder to help build this ecosystem.
Mm-hmm. You're right. I mean, really, it's the community, but our community is building the ecosystem. We're now. I'm honored to be amongst the builders. Like I'm really honored, actually. It's very exciting and very. Dude, we have some genius people in here. Like, dude, the builders group is like, gosh. I guess if you added the IQ up and of the builders here.
Yeah, there's a lot of really smart people. And I remember Jake saying that at the beginning. He's like, he said something along the lines is like, there's gonna be people that come up with better ideas than I could come up with. And like, that's really humble of him to say that, because TitanX already is amazing.
But I don't know. I mean, but see, it's the foundational idea he came up with is so revolutionary. And I will say this every single time, like the Bitcoin white paper was revolutionary at the time because it created digital currency, and that was a must read. But since then, maybe Ethereum probably was also revolutionary because we're all building on it, and it's really, pretty revolutionary. But now the only revolutionary white paper, the foundational revolutionary white paper of the new movement is TitanX. And if you're on the stream and you have not read the TitanX white paper, you need to. And you need to. It has to be read. And you also should read all of the white papers. You go to TitanX Hub, at least the ones you're going to participate in my opinion. Read what it is. See it's kind of like participating in a game without reading the rules. Like if you don't read the white papers. So I would always say, read the white paper, know what you're getting into. And that's the cool thing about Build on TitanX is we're very transparent. Everything is transparent. We are transparent about all of it. It's in the white paper, locked LPs, fair launch. And we got 65 people on the stream right now. You guys are amazing. Thanks so much for joining, guys. If you're not in the Telegram group yet on AwesomeX, get in there now and DM it to every single one of your friends, because at 1,000 members, and we're getting really close. Today we got a lot of juice. But once we get 1,000 members, we're going to reveal the launch date. And my goal for everybody is to be able to reveal the launch date on Friday. Our launch is imminent. And so I want to be able to reveal that launch date, but you need to get in the Telegram and get all your friends in the Telegram. So start DMing everybody you know and get them in there at AwesomeX Wins. Okay, go to the AwesomeX page. The Telegram link is in there. But Rudy, you know, I mean, we might. I literally could talk to you for hours.
I know, dude. You're like one of like the first people I really connected with in this space, man. And like,
thanks, bro.
Like, I just want to give you like kudos. Like, I said this to you before we started the stream, but I'll say it in front of everybody. Like, I think, and I know that you have what it takes to do this because you know what it means to work. And when you're launching a project like this, man, it's 24 hours a day, you know, and that's a huge dedication, right? Like that's a lot of time and concentration and focus that goes into doing these things. So I can see the love that you have for this, and I'm really excited to watch AwesomeX unfold. I'm really stoked for it.
I am too. I'm like, so I have no idea what happens, but you know what, guys? If we get 1,000 people in the Telegram, let's try to beat Hydra. No, I'm just joking. But like, I don't know how we're gonna catch Hydra, but honestly, it's, you know, friendly competition within the builder ecosystem too, with stats, and now the new TitanX hub, dude. Oh my gosh! Now, actually, we're gonna just share that real quick before we get off. But guys, we're gonna probably have to wrap this up here real quick soon. There's a couple of things we gotta do. I don't want to, but I also have like literally like a stack of contracts I have to write and a stack of location agreements I have to write for this movie. Like, it's literally, I'm so. But I'm so passionate about this. I literally don't even want to do that because people are coming in. We're starting to shoot on Monday. We start to shoot on Monday, and we're shooting all October.
Wow. So, wow. Yeah, you got a lot going on, bro.
But I'm gonna start doing more Marco the Hexagon style videos in my car and like around town, just not behind the computer, because that's gonna allow me to kind of move around a little bit more. But
actually, Bad Sports is asking if we should stream the three of us. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yes, we absolutely should. Absolutely. When you want to do, I wish this wasn't the end of the stream, or I'd invite you on right now.
Yeah, I would say anytime, dude. I'm down. Like, this time works.
Hey, what about Saturday or Sunday?
I will just have to look at my schedule.
Let's
have a wife.
DM each other.
She does make plans
Friday,
for me sometimes.
Friday, possibly.
Yeah, something like that would work.
Let's find some time, guys.
Yeah, we'll hop in DMs. Yeah, that sounds
great.
Good.
Well, so what do you want to say to everybody? We got 64 people on the stream right now. What do you want to say to everybody to kind of close this out?
I know you were just about to bring up TitanX Hub, and
yeah, we do that.
Definitely check that out. What's really cool, if you haven't gotten TitanX Hub Premium yet, I really recommend it. It gives you so much insight, like making moves within Hydra was really important to like understand what the supply was going to be looking like. And like, if you go in the premium, like, you can catch all that data, which is invaluable, totally invaluable.
Yeah, you guys got to do this. You got to do premium. There's so many analytics in here, but the cool thing is, even if you don't, just if you want to like learn about the projects, come here. You got all the white paper links. You got the telegrams, the websites, the X accounts. You know, you can see how
the age
are. That's awesome. That's
new. Damn. I'm 252 days old.
Whoa. Nice. Wow, dude, time flies. That's like 18 years in crypto.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Crypto time is like cat years. But
it's wild to think about TitanX in 5 years.
That's true.
It's wild.
But because it's the long-term play. It's designed as a long-term play.
It's like
going anywhere.
No, I mean, all the builders here, like, I mean, just look at that list of people. Like, these people are on streams every single week. They're engaging with their community. You know, they really want to be a part of this ecosystem.
What is this? Swap.
Oh, nice. So he's supposed to be building a swap platform.
Oh, Mike Dean at it again, bro.
So I don't have to do that.
Wow. That is amazing. That's awesome. And yeah, check this out. We're number 10 now. We were number 21, but that's because there was 11 and we were 21, but now we're 10.
That's awesome.
But yeah, man, this is so cool, bro. Oh my
Dude, Titan Farms is going to be kind of crazy. I'm really excited to see what kind of impact that has on the ecosystem and like the ink token that comes with it. I have some speculation that I'll kind of keep for myself right now, but
well, if you guys want a little alpha on Titan Farms, you need to watch the cryptographic stream with Eric that they did yesterday. It is so good, guys. Like, you need to watch it. It's kind of one of those must watch. I haven't shared it yet because I literally just got done watching it before on my drive home, and So you guys got to check that out. But go to, if you haven't followed Titan Legends yet, go to @TitanLegends888. Make sure you're always going to the right place. And actually, just go to TitanX Hub and click on the link here for Titan Legends, because this gives you the Telegram, the X, and the website and the white paper.
Super important. Yeah, it's really great to have a tool like this in the ecosystem, so you're getting the right links. And
yeah, because people are shady, bro. They'll like add like a underscore or a letter or something, and they'll make this whole look exactly the same. And you just need to be real vigilant, guys. Make sure you're clicking on the right links. Don't get scammed. Don't let people scam you. We need to be smart. We need to be real smart, because this bull run's about to happen, and we don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's so interesting to think about, like, the overall crypto markets and the markets in general, and like the election coming up, and like there's just so many things that play into each other. And I mean, I'm just really happy to be in something like TitanX, where, you know, it's less dependent on the external market factors and more dependent on, you know, what we have going on here and getting more people in and educating them, right? Onboarding is so important right now, and just really getting that message across.
Yeah.
What up, Smooth N?
What's up, Smooth? Rocket liftoff.
We're gonna have to link up with Bad Sports. That'll be a great stream. We'll have to plan a little bit more time for that one too.
Yeah, we actually should. That's got to be probably a 2-hour stream. Actually.
Yeah. I was gonna say, there's so much to fucking talk about.
So much goes like this, dude. It's like boom, an hour's done.
Yeah.
So and
every time I do a stream, I'm never looking at the time. I'm just like, oh shit, that was an hour.
And then we start hitting our stride at the hour, and everybody starts joining, and the numbers start cranking. I mean, we got 70 people now. It's like nice. People are joining, but guys, we're gonna wrap it up here right now. We got a couple things to do, but if you're not in the AwesomeX Telegram, make sure you go in there and get all your friends in there, DM everybody, and our launch is imminent, guys. We need 1,000 people in the Telegram. Let me just see where we're at right now. We are at. Oh, dude, guys, today has been amazing. We are at 452 members. So we only need 548 more members in the AwesomeX Telegram. I think we just do it in 2 days. Let's do it. Let's get it by the end of Friday. Let's get that so I can announce this, because I want to announce this. It's imminent, guys. The launch is imminent. But
I just posted in the Telegram. Yeah, man. So much good stuff happening, bro. And thank you again so much for having me on the stream today. I love talking about AwesomeX. I love talking about all things TitanX, Titan Legends, hybrid NFTs. I mean, this is where my heart is, you know. So
awesome. Yeah, well, hey, thanks, brother, for joining. Until next time, you guys are amazing. Crypto Awesome out.
Later.